Hello, welcome back. This is Driftless Island Adventures. Part 2. Trimming the body of the mug. Alright, so the first thing that I do is, once my mug is set up to be trimmable, I reach down on the bottom of the mug and I feel the base of the mug and I feel where the wall starts to climb out. And so I roughly will take my needle tool and gauge a mark roughly about where I feel that is. That provides me all this room right here until I start to feel the wall thin out. So roughly from about here to about here, I know I can trim this down this area here. Okay. So, one thing that I always do is make sure that I clean my trim tools. I'm guilty of leaving a lot of clay, dry clay on there when I'm done trimming the last time, so I always make sure I give them a good clean before I start working, and I always make sure I have some water. Alright. Now, centering. Centering is always a giant pain. But what I like to do is use the circles of the wheel head. And I use the old-fashioned technique of using my hand, my finger, keeping my finger very steady, and the wheel spinning. I lightly press pressure on the mug, and so as it rotates, I know where it's pretty good, right there. So I know that if I hold my finger there, at all times, if I can feel that the mug is applying basically the same pressure all the way around, which it is, then I know that the mug is centered. Okay, I'll take 3 pieces of clay, kind of in like hot dog form, and secure the mug to the bat. When I do this, I kind of press at a 45-degree angle, so I'm pressing down against the wheel, but also then against the mug. So you can trim a bunch of different kind of feet on here. For this particular mug, I'm not going to carve any kind of crazy foot on there. I'm going to kind of trim up some of the slag clay. But given the shape, I want it to be more, I want the attention to be on the body and not so much on the decorative foot. I am going to trim off some of this extra here. So I'll start with this tool. I always like to keep a hand on top of the pot as I trim, kind of keep it steady down. I'll find my mark there. So if you see here, I've hit that mark and I've carved down a little bit. And I think that's pretty much the extent of the foot that I'm going to put on it, because I can feel that the bottom, by tapping it, I can hear it, and I can hear that it's not a super thick bottom, so I don't have a whole lot of room down there to carve into. So I'm going to keep that as my foot. I'll go back and trim that down, but see all this stuff here now. If I go back to my mark, roughly about right here, then I know that from here, all this section right in here, see if I turn on the side here. So basically all this section right here, I know I can trim down. All right. Okay, I like that shape. I like the... if you see here, what I was looking at, I was looking at the profile here. Every time I put my head down, I looked to see the size of it to make sure that there was a nice even flow as it curved around here and became to my little foot. Now if you notice, I also didn't put too big of a foot on it, right? But the last thing I'll do is I'll take a sponge. I'll just run a sponge over it to kind of smooth out any trim lines. Especially on the bottom. I'll soften that little bit of an edge on the foot. And doing this, I also make sure that the clay gets kind of wet down a little bit. And then what I'll do, make sure my wheel is clean. I'll make sure it sits flat. All right. There you go. That's how you just trim this mug. Stay tuned, and I'll show you how to throw a handle, or pull a handle.